it. Okay, let's go. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing 50 facts about me. Now I decided to do this video because I feel like I just want you guys to get to know me better. I think that, you know, we can connect on a different level, you know what I'm saying? So I decided to just do 50 random, informative / weird / I don't know, facts. My facts around here, and the first thing that comes up is choices. Number 1. People call me a hopeless romantic. I like to correct them and say I am a hopeful romantic. See what I did there? See what I did there? I love romance, I love cliches, and you know, it's fine. Number 2. When I was little, I used to play with the trees and talk to them. Yeah, I would just chill with the trees and, you know, play and whatever. My mom, when she was little, she found out that weeping willow trees were called weeping willows, and she would go to her weeping willow tree and she would lay under it and she would talk to it so that it wouldn't be sad. How cute is that? Number 3, I used to collect marbles as a kid. It first started when me and my family took a trip to Mackinac Island, and they had, there was this store that just had a bunch of different varieties of marbles, and I think my dad let me pick out about 5 or something, so I just picked the most pretty, unique ones that I could find, and that's kind of what started it. I do have my favorite marbles in this little container here. Figured I'd show it to you guys. You can kind of see them through the glass a little bit. Little fun fact, I nicknamed this marble Sir Charles after our cat that we had wow, a long time ago now, but he was white with orange stripes and it just reminded me of him, so that's what I named it. This is number 4. Growing up, Spotty, Dottie, and Lucy were my best friends. So I'm just gonna show you guys. Alright, so this is Spotty, and I got him when I was 2. As you can see, his poor nose was ripped off. Actually, Samson did it, the one who snores in my videos. A little while later, I got Dottie and I got Lucy, and they're Spotty's sisters, and they're just so cute, and I love them. I used to dress up Spotty in tons of costumes. Like, I would make him costumes out of tin foil and tissue paper. He went as a mummy one year. Oh my goodness. When I was little, Maleficent and the Cheshire Cat really scared the crap out of me. Specifically Maleficent. So Sleeping Beauty, especially that fireplace scene, scared the crap out of me when I was little. I couldn't even watch that scene because Maleficent scared me so bad. 6, I decided I wanted to write books as a career my junior year of high school, and I actually have my American literature teacher to thank for that because she kind of inspired me and showed me that it's totally possible to make writing your career and to publish books and to just go after it. So I have her to thank for that. 7, this is really, really weird, so brace yourself. These next 2 are really weird. I don't even know why I put them in here, but okay. 7, sometimes I hold my breath simply because it's comfortable. I'm not psychotic. I feel like I should tell you guys these weird things about me just so you know I can get it all out in the open, because you guys already know I'm kind of weird. 8 is also really weird. So I'll be drinking water and then I'll take a drink and then I just won't swallow it. Like, it'll just sit in my mouth. It's usually almost always when I'm in the middle of something. Like if I'm in the middle of homework or if I'm talking to a friend or whatever. And it's also really funny because my friends hate this, especially Taylor. One time I remember we were having a conversation and I did that and she was really intently like telling me all this stuff and I was listening. It's not like I was ignoring her or anything, and all of a sudden, like mid-sentence, she's like, "Rachel, you just swallow your water? It's the weirdest thing ever." Number 9, I was involved in theater and choir in high school. I was in paint crew for theater, and then I was eventually promoted to running crew. Running crew was so much fun because I had 2 of my really close friends that were on my team. Choir too, I've met some of my best friends from choir that I will have for the rest of my life. Number 10, I will be turning 21 in May, and I still haven't decided if I want to drink or not. I don't know. Yeah, that's just kind of been a question that I've had in the back of my mind, like, do I want to drink? Do I not? We'll see. Number 11, my favorite book series of all time is the Percy Jackson series. Yes, I do love this series even more than Harry Potter. Harry Potter is a close second, but I love these characters. I love the mythology. I just love Percy, and I love the plot and just everything about it. I love these books so much. There's 5 of them. If you haven't read them, you guys need to. Number 12. So my favorite solo book of all time it was originally The Host by Stephanie Meyer, but now it's a toss-up between The Host and Dr. Sleep by Stephen King. Number 13, I have more nightmares than the average person, and I definitely think it's because I watch so many horror movies. I watch tons of horror movies, I read tons of scary stories, I watch those scary story times on YouTube, I read about tons of urban legends. It just really fascinates me, but unfortunately, stuff like that, you know, it sits in the back of your brain and then your brain's like, oh my gosh, and yeah, so it's bad. I have tons of nightmares and they're super vivid. Number 14. My dreams are extremely vivid and I can usually remember all of them. It's usually very uncommon that I can't remember my dreams, and actually most of the time I can go back to sleep and finish them. You know how sometimes you wake up in the middle of your dream and then you're so mad because you wanted to finish it? That, like, I can do that. I can 9 times out of 10 go back to sleep and finish the dream, and I just think that's so cool because not a lot of people can do that. Number 15, I kind of talk about my fears a little bit here. Terrified of spiders, hate them, oh my gosh, freak me out so much. Not a big fan of the dark. Again, thank you horror movies for that. A really weird fear that I have, it's like an irrational fear I feel, is cannibalism. So this is the weirdest thing ever, but I'm terrified of cannibalism, and it hasn't been like a fear that I've had throughout my life or anything. I cannot watch movies that have cannibalism in it. It's so creepy. I've read so many urban legends about cannibalism. No. 16. I love superheroes, which you can tell if you've been watching my channel. Spider-Man is my all-time favorite. Kind of funny considering spiders terrify me. I didn't want to be a princess or an astronaut or whatever. I literally wanted to be a superhero or a pirate, which leads me into number 17. I love pirates. I just have this obsession with pirates. I wish I was a pirate. I would love to sail the seas and just be a captain, and it would just be amazing. I just love everything nautical. I love the sea and just all of that jazz. And I'm actually writing a book that involves pirates and, you know, sailing on a ship and stuff, so I'm really excited about that. Number 18, growing up my favorite color was green, but now it's purple. Number 19, in high school my walls were actually purple and green. It was purple, green, and I loved it. Number 20, I spell gray G-R-E-Y instead of G-R-A-Y, but it's technically not wrong, and that's just how I spell it. I just think it looks better that way. 21, I don't like depressing movies unless it has an incredible story. I hate movies that are just depressing to be depressing. The Best of Me. Like, what is that? 22, sometimes I look up the synopsis of movies because I want to make sure it doesn't have a terrible ending. My friends hate that I do this. It's so funny. We'll be halfway through a movie and if I think, oh my gosh, do not tell me they're gonna end it that way. This is the stupidest movie ever. I will literally look up the synopsis on Wikipedia and read the whole entire thing and figure out what the ending is so I can brace myself for the horrible ending. 23, one time in middle school I wrote a song about a boy I had a crush on and everyone found out about it. Yeah, that was not fun. 24, the only time I was sent to the principal's office was in 2nd grade for something I didn't do, so I don't count it. 25, some of my worst enemies ended up being some of my best friends. and vice versa. So I kind of feel like this happens to a lot of people. You don't get along with someone at first and then it's like you click or something and then you're inseparable, or you're best friends with someone and then all of a sudden it's like, why am I friends with this person? And it just ends. 26, I love writing fan fiction. So you guys know that I love writing, but just for fun in high school I used to write fan fiction all the time. With my friends too. We used to write a lot of One Direction fan fiction, and we would just make up these crazy plots, these crazy elaborate plots, and we would just laugh about it and just have fun writing about it. 27, I'm currently working on over 5 books at once. Yeah, that's happening. 28, music inspires my creativity the most. So a lot of the ideas that I get for stories stem from the music that I listen to. 29, I have 3 scars. I have one on my finger right here that was from my uncle's dog. The tooth went right on through. And it's really tiny, you can't really see it, so I'm not even gonna bother showing you guys. And then I have a scar on my thigh, and that is actually a really long, elaborate, kind of funny story, and it involves me jumping off of a tree. So if you guys want to hear that story time, definitely leave me a like or a comment down below, and I will definitely tell you. And it also coincides with my 3rd scar, which I got on my leg later on. And it has to do with the scar on my thigh. So 30, I've said this before, but I didn't want to limit this YouTube channel just to one genre because I have so many different interests. I would much rather just do what I want to do and then just make playlists for people who like specific genres and just leave it at that. 31, I love mythology. I think it's so fascinating. It doesn't matter if it's Greek, Roman, Egyptian, whatever. I love reading about it. I can honestly research mythology for the longest amount of time. I just think it's so interesting what people believed in and everything all the way back in ancient times, and it's just really, really fascinating to me. 32, I was in Latin and theater camp from elementary school to high school when I actually got involved in those 2 things. I took Latin, and as I said before, I was in theater, but I took Latin 3 years in high school and then 2 years in college. It's really come in handy with coming up with certain ideas and certain names for things in my books and everything, because Latin is the root of most languages, so it's pretty cool. And I like the fact that sometimes when I'm trying to figure out what a word means, I can think back to what I learned about Latin roots and then figure out what they mean just by applying those. 33, for my senior solo, I sang Long Live by Taylor Swift. Every senior that was involved in choir got to sing a solo if they wanted to, and that was the song that I chose to sing, and me waiting to go on stage to sing, I was so scared that my mind tricked my body into thinking it was sick because I was so terrified. Like, I thought that I had a sore throat, you know. And then as soon as I went on stage, that sore throat completely disappeared and I sang and everything was fine, and it was a really, really good experience. That's one of the most things that I'm proud of. 34, my favorite band of all time is Imagine Dragons. Radioactive is my favorite, but I love all of their songs. 35, I love One Direction. My favorite will always be Louis. No shame. I went to 2 of their concerts, and they were actually my first concert that I ever went to. 36, I love everything about Taylor Swift. Love, love, love. And I really hope that I get to see her in concert this year. 37, I love cooking and baking. And I honestly didn't think that I would, but I really, really do. And I feel like I have so many recipes now that I make that people just love and want me to make them all the time. 38, my favorite food of all time is sushi. I don't care if you guys think that's gross, it's sushi. I love it. Oh my gosh, me and my dad, for a certain amount of time, we would go get sushi and just order it and go out and get sushi all the time. He still loves sushi. Whenever we go to Whole Foods, we always make sure that we get sushi. Or if he goes by himself, he always brings me back sushi because he knows I love it. 39. This is a little bit sappy, but I don't care. I love my friends so much, and honestly, I love them so much, I don't think that they'll ever be able to understand how much I care about them, because they have just gotten me through so many times in my life where I just thought that I didn't have anyone, and I owe a lot to them, and I love them, and I'm very, very, very grateful for them. Number 40, another more serious one. My faith is a very important part of my life. I love God, and I feel like He's truly blessed me, and I'm just grateful for everything that He's given me. 41. I wish I was a gamer. I'm constantly watching gaming videos, and I never play anything. The only thing that I've ever played is the Wii, and I think the Xbox a couple of times as in like my friend's house or something. 42. 98% of the time I love spoilers. Like if you have a spoiler about my favorite show or my favorite movie series or whatever, I am down to hear it most of the time. 43. When I get married, I want tons of kids. Like growing up, cheaper by the dozen was my dream. I just think that having a big family would just be so much fun. I would just love to have a huge family. 44. The weirdest dream, brace yourself, the weirdest dream I ever had was in 6th grade. And I remember this dream because it is so bizarre. And okay, so basically I was a slice of bread. Yeah. And I'm not talking about like, oh, you just like in the dream you just see a little slice of bread. Like, no, I was the slice of bread. It was like a bread costume almost. That's what it looked like. My little head was out, like my arms were out, like I was waddling. Yeah. I was a piece of bread, and I was running through the forest, and a bunch of my classmates were chasing after me, and they were forks, knives, and butter. Yeah. Anyway, 45. I love baseball. The Cubs have always been my favorite baseball team. So when they won the World Series, I was super psyched. 46. I've mentioned this before, but I've injured both of my knees. I'm currently getting physical therapy for them finally. 47. I have tried/played almost every sport. The only sports that I've actually played was softball. I played it for a season in middle school. I didn't want to, but I was forced to, and I met some really cool people, but never again. 48. So this one is kind of funny, kind of random, and a little bit weird. So one time I was over at my grandma's house. She was watching me while my mom and my dad were at work. She was on the phone with my mom, and she was being so mean to my mom. Like she was just being a complete jerk. So I don't know what it was. It was almost like I was a robot. Like I wasn't in control of my body when this happened. I literally went into her fridge, grabbed a raw egg, went into her guest bedroom, stuck the egg under a bunch of blankets, and sat on it, and it just went poof. So it exploded, and it was just like, I didn't even stick around to look. I was just like, okay, my work is done, and I left the room. My mom confronted me about it, and I denied it at first, but then I realized that there was no way that she didn't know it was me. So then I admitted it, and then she told me that my brother and my dad thought it was really funny. Because I was a really good kid. I just wasn't a troublemaker. Whatever. So it was just a very out of character thing for me to do, which made it hilarious. And then I ended up writing a tall tale about it in middle school, I think. Middle school or high school. And it was pretty funny. 49. I really want an Australian Shepherd. So once I get my own apartment and everything's settled and I've been there for a while, I really want to adopt a dog. And I would love for it to be an Australian Shepherd because, I don't know, I just have such a special love for them. And 50. I would love to travel Europe. I'd love to take a backpacking trip through Europe. Oh my gosh, that would just be a dream. Hopefully it's something that I can make happen with a couple friends once I graduate college. That's like the ideal goal. I especially want to go see Ireland, though I would love to do that so much. Okay, and that was my 50 facts. See? Fast and simple. Not really fast, but as fast as I could go. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. That would mean the world to me. It would also mean the world to me if you would subscribe if you're not already. Definitely click that notification bell down below so you can get notified every single time I upload. It makes things a little easier on you. Also, leave a comment down below telling me what your favorite fact was that I mentioned, or the one you found the most interesting about me, or the one you found was the most weird about me, whatever you want to do. Or you can just leave a comment telling me what kind of videos you want to see next. I want to know. Alright, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to dream, wake up, pursue, and inspire. Bye! Let's go. Let's go. To the left. I'm good. I'm good. Here we go. It's totally fine. No. What was that? What even... That made no sense. Don't lose your marbles, guys. That was so bad. These are a tad loud. All over right away. No, I couldn't even say that. That was like... No. Yeah? No. Down below so you can know. Why can I ever... I just want to say it in one breath. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. I keep saying it's fine. And, you know, one of these days it's not going to be fine. And I'm going to be saying it's fine. And it's just not, you know? So, it's fine. I swear I didn't even do that on purpose. No! Oh, no.
I know, like your perfect crime, how you laugh when you lie. You said the gun was mine. Is it cool? No, I don't.